Hello and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and today we're going to be doing another full review. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. Come on in, have a seat, get comfortable, have your pour. All my returning viewers, you know how we do, so let's do it to it, shall we? Today's full review is going to be of the Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series. This is the bottled in bond, 50% alcohol by volume or 100 proof. Not that you want to see a whole lot on that, but that's where we want to focus. Distilled and bottled by Bardstown Bourbon Co., Bardstown, Kentucky. There is your distillery. It does say 20037. Correct. Okay, the backside's got this nice looking tree. I didn't bother to see what kind of tree, but there you go. There's better information you want to look at. Never stand still. Never. It's at least got a 6-year age statement on the bottle. Thank you. Well, you have to because it's a bottle and bond. There's your mash bill. Corn 68, wheat 20, malted barley 12. Distilled in spring. I just flipped right past that. Distilled in spring of 2019. I like all the information on the bottle. That's making Mr. Randy very happy. So when I was at the store, I got my freaking greasy prints all over the bottle. Anyway, let's get this cork pop. Come on. There we go. Ooh, it's a synthetic, but we won't hold that against it. Let's go ahead and have this pour, shall we? I was in my local Specs. There we go. And the lady was setting this up for the Bardstown thing. They were getting ready for a good weekend. They were getting ready for a holiday weekend, and she rolled out the barrel. She grabbed a couple of bottles of the stuff off the shelf, set up her neat little display on the barrel head, got out the little portion cups, and I was actually going for the white label. I was going for the regular white label, and was over there looking at all the white labels. There was no white label. She took all the white labels off the shelf. There weren't that many. There was probably like 4 or 5 white labels, but there was almost a whole case. So she didn't take all of the black label. She didn't take all the bottled and bond. I just forgot. No, I just remembered. As I'm going to do this, I was going to pull out my Mr. Randy's handy dandy whiskey color scale and just remembered I didn't do it for the Michter's we did yesterday. So we're going to take this and sort of get it. It looks like a burnt amber. Looks pretty close to a burnt amber. Yeah, I just remembered I didn't do it for the Michter's yesterday. But Mr. Randy did pay pretty much the same thing out the door for this one as they did with the Michter's. So this one's coming out the door for $44.35. So Mr. Randy does a 3-part series to his reviews. Part 1, off the rip, get it home, crack it open, have my first pour, share my first impressions with you because that's how we do it. Part 2, full review, where we're at here today. We drink it down halfway, we put the cork on it, put it back on the shelf, let it sit for a week and a half. It's a week and a half to 2 weeks, sorry. I got my mind on those little guys, those 375s. I just did a bunch of those, so I'm still stuck. Anywho, while it's sitting on the shelf, I'm going to go online. I'm going to find nothing beyond what we've already talked about, sorry. That's why everything's on the bottle. Everything is on the bottle. Hey. But we let it off gas for a while, let it mellow out, open up a little bit, because most of the time with these whiskeys, you're going to have everything's going to be all bunched up off the rip. And once you get it down about halfway, it gives it plenty of room and space to off gas, mellow out, figure out what it wants to be. I'm really starting to love bottle and bonds. It was an interesting few pours up here. Okay, it was an interesting few pours. Those higher proofs for me always are, and I have come to know, such as the 116.8. If you know, you know. That one was a hard time. It took a long, hard time for me to get to know that bottle because 116.8. Do I have to say it again? 116.8. But that has nothing on that Jack Daniels Barrel Select Barrel Proof 131 that I just finished. I had to proof the rest. I had to proof the second half of that bottle down. I had to proof it down. What was the ratio? One and five. It was 1-in-5 ratio. I took what was left in that bottle after that full review video, and we started testing the ratios and watered it down, and that's the ratio I went with, the 1/5. On the nose, I'm getting pencil eraser, dusty wood shop. Yeah. Try not to think about other whiskeys when I'm focusing, doing the review for the one that's in front of me. It's got a pretty good nose. The nose is definitely turned down a notch, maybe 2 from off the rip. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. There it is. That's why I love those bottle and bonds. A lot of the times they'll be a little bit up here, but right here is where it's going to be the best. That's that second third of the bottle. Second third of the bottle is where they always hit the best. Now they say they got apricot on the nose. No apricot. Orange zest. Maybe that could be interpreted. I think everything is sort of balanced in a certain mannerism that it does kind of go off with a very light orange zest. It's got a great nose. It's got a nice strength to the palate. Let's go ahead and get the second one. And I do also remember that too. We rolled it, and then I could do a more controlled roll, hold it like that. So then that, there we go. Okay, the glass is dirty because my hands are dirty. Okay, Jesus. Somebody called me out like, that glass is so dirty. Well, yeah, because these hands, okay, these hands had to do what it had to do to get this glass in the hands and then put the juice in the glass. So got some heat. The heat is surpassing it too. It's been a while since we've had something that would radiate relatively mildly but also have some intensity. Bottles and bonds will do that. So what's it like on the palate? There is a slight bit of dryness, but it's not overwhelming. It's not offensive. It is a little bit of a dryness to it, yeah. And now I'm starting to get that cherry cola and bubblegum. Let me know in the comment section if that happens to you, if you're drinking bourbon or scotch. I think the only thing I haven't had that situation happen to me is with Irish. And most tequilas don't do it. Most tequilas are pretty spot on. They don't waver. But they're not supposed to, because tequilas, they're only supposed to have like 3, maybe 4 ingredients. But mezcal, you can do a lot with mezcal. But bottle and bond. Does it always stay the same? Does it ever change for you? Have you ever had something once, gone back to it, and it just changed? Like, this wasn't it. And we're not talking about we're not talking like the early times, okay? We're not talking about, we know it's different kind of a situation. We're wondering, have I changed? If you've changed down your whiskey journey, and you've had something for so long or so many times, and then you go back to it, and it's something different. It's not the way it used to be. And you know the mash bill's the same. You know the distillers, it's the same old. But maybe it's you that's changed. I'd like to know, what do you think it was? Oversaturation? Too much? Too many different things? You just like wore your taste buds out? Because this is the, I think this is the 4th bottle where I started getting that cherry cola and bubblegum. But let's go ahead and get this finish done. If you like the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. That was a lot of dryness right away. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that while you're there. Yeah, the dryness has caught me off guard. It's quite tasty. Yeah, there was more caramel, vanilla, but it was behind the oaky and spicy, which is kind of masked by cherry cola and bubblegum. That's what it is. That's what it is for me anyway. So let's put a score on this, shall we? I'm definitely getting into bottle and bonds. At least I'm at a point where I could pretty much be rest assured that a bottled and bond will be exactly what I expect it to be. Pretty dang decent bourbon. My score on this is going to be a weak 4 out of 5. Yeah, I mean, for the same price, I got that Michter's. And I like that Michter's better than I like this Bardstown. Yeah. I mean, that Bardstown was, what, 90? It was oddball, one of those oddball 90 point something. I think it was I don't know. I remember the 45.7. I remember that. And you just do the math, Mr. Randy. I don't want to do math. Leave me alone. Yeah, my fair price on this would probably settle with me a little bit better under 40. 35, don't hate me. 35. I'd feel much better at 35 with this one. That Michter's, I think, is just fine for what it was. It's just almost the same. It's in see 44, 35. That Michter's was 44 something else. But yeah, there it is. Would I buy this again? No, I would not. Would I go back for the white label? I'd like to try it first. Which is almost impossible unless I track it down to a bar or a restaurant or something. And I don't like doing that. I like to be able to get it directly from the source of sale, crack it, or at least know that it was cracked today or whatever. I should have tried both of them when that lady had them, but she took all the white labels off the shelf, and that was the only one sitting there. And I think it was one of those situations where this one was actually less than the white label. I'm not kidding. It happens every once in a while. Sometimes you'll get something that's a higher proof or a higher prestige or whatever, and that one will cost less than the lower one. This one cost less than the white label. Yes, it did. Anywho, there it is. Would I buy it again? No. In the comment section, love to know where you're at. What are you drinking? Have you had the Bardstown? Which one do you like, the white label or the black label? Hit me up in the comment section. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Have a good one.